How's it going, guys? Welcome here to the My Hoa lagoon. In this video, I'm going to be doing a detailed spot guide on everything you need to know about this amazing windsurfing location. Whether it's how to get here, the accommodation, or the conditions itself, this video is going to be for you. So let's dive straight into it. Starting off then, where are we exactly here in Vietnam? We're about 20 minutes from the city of Phan Rang on the east coast of Vietnam on the South Chinese Sea. In order to get here, the easiest way is to fly directly to Ho Chi Minh City. My flight here was direct from London, only 12 hours, and then you get in a 5.5-hour transfer through Ho Chi Minh City up the coast to arrive here at beautiful My Hoa. The drive is super beautiful, and a private transfer will cost you between 100 and 150 euros if you're traveling with board bags, and if you're not, you can always take the bus, which is about 10 euros. When you arrive, there are several options for accommodation. The first one is you can stay at one of the kite schools on the beach. I would really recommend going to Surf Camping Vietnam. This is where all the windsurfers kind of congregate and base themselves out of, so there's a really good community of people. They have the camping on the beach with the beach shacks as well, so you're literally on the beach, you can have your gear rigged up and walk straight into the water. Their staff are really friendly, and their food on the menu is amazing. Surf Camping Vietnam is also where we're storing our gear this year, and they were super accommodating. There's lots of space for everyone, and it's a really nice, convenient place to leave your gear. The next option is chili fields. We actually stumbled across this place because Surf Camping Vietnam was fully booked. They've actually got this crazy 6-month waiting list. So we found this place, chili fields, and I have to say I'll be staying here next year 100%. The rooms are super nice. It's got an amazing pool and vibe. And then it's also got an epic breakfast, and the Wi-Fi is really good for anyone that wants to do any remote working. Glenn, the host, is an absolute legend. He really helped us out, sorting out the transfer for us. He also sorted out the mopeds that were literally waiting for us on the driveway when we got there. So it's just an epic place all round. The guys at Chili Fields are also a fountain of knowledge for the area. We've got loads of epic tips and tricks from them of where to go, where not to go, where to eat, and all of this. So it's just a really good, friendly atmosphere, and I would really recommend it. Your final option, which a lot of the boys are actually doing here, is to stay in Phan Rang City itself. It's a 20 to 30 minute moped drive away, which can be quite a ball ache when you're driving upwind every day, but it's a little bit cheaper and it gives you a really nice taste of Vietnamese culture. I've already mentioned it, but it goes without saying, the go-to mode of transport here is the moped. Even if you're staying in one of these beachside accommodations, I would really recommend renting one so you can go and explore the local area and also go to lots of different restaurants that's all around this bay. A lot of them also come with the surfboard rack, so you can take your windsurf gear around with you and explore different spots around the coast, which I think is such a cool thing to do and quite unique to this place. Finally, before we get onto the windsurfing bit, let's talk a little bit about the Vietnamese food and culture. I was really blown away by how friendly and polite everyone is here. Everyone's so happy to see you and stoked to see the windsurfers. There's always loads of camera people on the beach, which is really cool to see the local Vietnamese people enjoying the water sports scene. The food here is unreal as well. You can get everything from Western style burgers to those really local Vietnamese delicacies, and it is just delicious and so cheap. Honestly, I couldn't get over how much everything costs. To put it into perspective, a beer costs around 50 cents. It's crazy. After so much windsurfing, it's so nice to eat good food, and we're often ordering double portions because it's so good. Right then, let's get to the bit you all came to watch, which is the windsurfing here in My Hoa. First of all then, is it windy? Yes, it is. I've been here for 14 days now, and I've sailed every single day on 4.4 or 4.0, so it's definitely windy enough. The wind season here is around the start of December, all the way through to the end of March, and they get this consistent northeast trade wind throughout that time. It's also a really nice temperature here. We're obviously on the equator, so it is warm, but surprisingly, it's not really that hot. Never have I really been sweating just stood in the sun, and the water is obviously nice and warm as well. You would have noticed that I'm just wearing a t-shirt and shorts while I'm sailing, and some guys are wearing wetsuits. I actually wouldn't mind having a shorty wetsuit here, just for a bit of protection from the slaps that I'm having, but also the wind in the evening can be a little bit colder. You might need a hoodie in the evening if you're going on a moped, but for the rest, a t-shirt and shorts is just lovely. The spot can be broken down into 3 separate areas. You have the lagoon on the inside, you have the inner reef, and then the outer reef. Let's start with the lagoon then. The lagoon is the shallow water bay protected by the reefs outside. The conditions here are really nice and flat, and on slightly higher tides can be a little bit bump and jumpy. but it's a really perfect place for anyone who wants to learn to freestyle, or those intermediates who want to learn how to water start or beach start consistently, because you can always touch the bottom in the lagoon. It is, however, a tidal location, so you will need at least 1.2 meters on the tide charts in Phan Rang in order to have enough water in the lagoon to be able to sail. That's pretty much most of the day, as the tides here seem to be always high in the afternoon. We're not really sure how that works, but it seems to work really nicely. If you're coming for a short amount of time, I would really recommend checking the tide charts before you come and looking for one of those spring tide periods where the tides are really big. That way you're guaranteed to be sailing most of the day, whereas the neap tides, you're going to have to pick and choose your moments a little bit more. If you're here for a long time, don't worry, you're going to get all of it, but there are other benefits to the lower tides. The next spot is the inner reef. Now, the inner reef is made up of the reformed waves from the outer reef between that and the lagoon. These little waves are perfect for anyone who wants to learn how to forward loop, or maybe you're just learning to jump for the first time on port tack. They're perfect because they've got zero power, but they give you a little kick up in order to do some tricks. Again, you really do need to be careful of the tide here. I would really recommend sailing at this point of the lagoon in a higher tide. The final spot is the outer reef. Now, this is where all the swell from the South Chinese Sea first hits the lagoon and the wave starts to break. It's the best place to go wave sailing here, and the wave breaks down the line, as you would have seen in my Freestyle Goes wave sailing video. As you would have also seen in that video, there is no one here wave sailing. I literally had the whole spot to myself, both sessions I've had so far, and it's got really great opportunities for riding, but also so much potential for jumping as well. If you're looking for a mix between freestyle and wave, this spot really has it all. As I mentioned with the mopeds, there are lots of other spots that you can explore around here. I'm not going to break them down in this video because I myself haven't explored the full extent of it yet, and you should come and find out for yourself. So I'm hyping up this spot a lot, so let's look at some of the drawbacks or things you might want to consider before coming here. If you're a slalom sailor or foiler, I really wouldn't recommend coming to this spot, as the shallowness of the spot and the tides make it a real problem for anything with a long fin or foil. If you're a wave sailor or freestyler, I really would recommend bringing an extra fin or two. Just because of how shallow the spot is, there is a possibility that you might touch the bottom here. It's just a precaution, but something to consider. On that note as well, there is a possibility that your board hits the reef, so I always bring ding stick and solar res wherever I go around the world. Another thing to consider is bringing wetsuit boots. Now, you would have noticed that I'm sailing with them. This isn't just to get those really sexy tan lines, it's just to protect my feet from the reef. The reef's not really that sharp, but I don't like to be put off the water by having a cut on my foot. There's nothing worse than that. So I always wear the boots just as an extra layer of protection, just in case. The final thing to consider, which you might have noticed on some of my other videos, is the amount of kite surfers around. Actually, this was something that I was quite worried about when I first came here, but it doesn't seem to be a problem at all. The lagoon is really big, there's plenty of space for everyone, and everyone seems to be quite competent, especially for kite surfers. As soon as you get out to the outer reef, none of them venture out that far, so you've got plenty of space there for wave riding and the freestyle in the waves as well. So if your partner is a kite surfer, this could be the perfect spot to marry you guys up together, as you can both do your hobbies in the same place. The wingfoiling scene here doesn't really exist. The reason for this, I think, is because it's such a walk to get out to the outer reef where you can wingfoil. But once you're there, the spot actually does look quite fun for riding down the swell and doing some freestyle with the big swell out the back. So maybe that's something to consider if your partner is a wingfoiler. To wrap it up then, this is a super undiscovered, underrated windsurf spot that I would really recommend to all of you guys. The fact that there are so few windsurfers with such good conditions really makes it such an undiscovered gem, and I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't come here sooner. It's a super high value for money trip, and if you're a European windsurfer who's looking to escape the cold, dark depths of winter, this is definitely the spot you want to come and check out. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to help support the channel. I've also written a full detailed breakdown of the spot, including useful links and diagrams from here in My Hoa over on my Patreon, so feel free to go check that out. I'll leave the link in the description, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video.